Isn't this so freaking cute? And she is just so cute. Hi friends, welcome back. I am Tara T with Old Soul Factory, and this week we are making products for our Etsy store. If you follow my shop over on Etsy, you know I have plushies sometimes, but not too often. I have crochet patterns, I have stitch markers, and I have some other miscellaneous things here and there. And now we have merch. And like I mentioned in the last video, I need to add some stitch markers to my shop that are strawberry themed to match the merch that I just came out with. With this in mind, I'm going to see how many stitch markers I can make before the end of the week. I'm going to see how many plushies I can make before the end of the week. It needs to be a very productive week because now we are officially a month ahead of when our next market will be, which means I need to get working. I'm excited. I'm thrilled. I've got a dragon in progress and I've got stitch markers in progress. So I'm going to go film a little bit of the behind the scenes of that for you guys. So tune in. Chill out with me, grab your crochet project, and let's jump into this week. So here I was picking out the beads, putting them on the stitch markers, and just prepping the chains the stitch markers and the charms go on. I'm obviously doing like a red theme for half of them and a light pink for the other half. And then I go ahead and assemble them after I have the main chains ready. So I'm attaching the jump rings and the charms, and then I'm attaching the lobster clasp on the other side of the project as well. These are turning out so cute, the light pink, and then there's the red version as well. Both of these are already up on my Etsy shop though. If you're interested by chance, my link is down in the bio. Then I started crocheting after this for the night. I'm working on this dragon snuggler plushie. I've talked about this in a past video as well since I made a black toothless one, but this patchwork yarn seems to be a good yarn type for this project. I need more projects to use this patchwork yarn on because I bought a ton of colorways. So I think it'd be really fun to make a dragon like this in each of the different patchwork yarns. But what do you think? Hi friends, I am back. It is the next day. We got a lot done yesterday. We ended up making 20 stitch markers, and I continued to work on another little KP creation, Crochet Creations, like plushie snuggler, Nova, the Fury Dragon plushie version. But like I said, we got done 20 stitch markers, so I wanted to show them to you really quickly. We have Berry in Love pink. We have Berry in Love red. We have Berry Garden pink, and then we have Berry Garden red. Those are the 4 different styles. I ended up making 5 in each. I still have tons of those strawberry stitch markers. I think I'm gonna save them though and kind of space out and see if I need to save any of them for like a more of a popular design or anything like that. So I still have lots of them, and I might make some more designs with them. I'm not 100% sure. But I really feel like making more stitch markers, something about getting the beads out and like picking out a cute design and everything's really, what's the word I'm looking for? Really scratches that creative itch I have sometimes that I don't always get with crochet when I'm just following a pattern and it starts to feel more like work and like a business than like my hobby and fun and like passionate about it. So sometimes whenever I feel like that, I switch over to my stitch markers, I get that back, and then I switch back into my crochet stuff. So we have 20 stitch markers done so far, and we have most of the Snuggle Dragon done. And I can't wait to update you about that one. I think it's gonna turn out really cute. I'm a little skeptical about the color choice I used. I picked a patchwork yarn, like the burnout patchwork variegation yarn. And so it's definitely different, and I don't know how I feel about it quite yet, but I need to find more things to use that yarn for. And it tends to work out best for like bigger plushies, I've noticed, just because the color sometimes changes quickly and sometimes it takes quite a few rows on like plushies in order for it to change. So like if you make a little bitty guy, sometimes you only might get 1 solid color or maybe 2 colors, and then it looks a little bit more unintentional, and that's definitely not what I want. So I want to make something bigger. I have some patterns in mind that I'm working on right now that would be perfect for this, but I don't want to spoil anything quite yet. If you're not following me over on Instagram though, you should go follow me over there, Old Soul Factory Crochet. That's where I post all my tester calls whenever I have the next pattern coming up ready to start testing. That's where I'll be hosting all of that, so you can check that out and apply for future pattern tests. Otherwise, I'm gonna rest my hands a little bit for tonight. I got home late from work. I think I talked about this in the last video possibly, but I put in my notice at my full-time job, and so I'm currently have been job searching and hunting whenever I get home and whenever I have the chance. So there's definitely a lot of change coming up, and I'm very nervous about it. And I'm not a person who usually likes a lot of change, so I'm just taking some deep breaths and taking some time for myself whenever I can. But I still have that market in a month, so I need to be making sure I make some products for that. And then I also, like I said, I also uploaded my merch, and then those stitch markers are already on my Etsy store as well, and the link is down below if you're interested in any of those. So with that said, I'm gonna go do a little bit of gaming tonight, I think, rest my hands a little bit. I might do some crochet later this evening. We'll just have to wait and see how I feel, but I'm excited. I kind of want to start working on my next pattern though with that in mind. Like I said, when I switch to stitch markers, I get pretty, what's the word? I get rejuvenated a little bit, and then I want to start making patterns and stuff again. So I'm going to be probably working on something like that tonight. Who knows? I always say one thing and then I end up doing something else because it sounds more fun. So we'll just have to wait and see. But I will be back with an update whenever I get done with my evening. Good morning, friends. It's the next day. I ended up working on a pattern idea that I had last night, and I got super into it. Obviously, you can't tell what it is going to be yet, but I got its little feet and its little arms done last night. And then today, it is Wednesday. I've got to remote work for my full-time job for today. I've got my little window cracked open over here. Not fully open because it's like really cold here in the Midwest right now after all the storms and like everything that have rolled through here in the last like 2 weeks. It's cooled down like a whole lot. So I have that on my list for today to get done, and then I'm going to try to finish this to see if I like it and make sure I can make any adjustments and stuff. I used a color I had a lot of just so I could physically try it and count the stitches and all of those things. But what I really want to do is try this pattern in Feels Like Bliss, because I've been watching a lot of people using that yarn again, and I've used it before and I made like a cute little ferret and some other small things, but I want to try something a little bit, I don't want to say bigger because I know it'll turn out really small, but I want to make some cute little animals, cute little baby fuzzy animals out of that yarn. So I have that on my list to try once I get the pattern done in regular Bernat. I've talked about this before, but I love using Bernat to mock up my patterns. Whenever you use Bernat, it's the easiest yarn I've ever found to frog, to count your stitches, to see your stitches well, and to make adjustments and things, and to really see what size the shape would come out to be. And it's, again, a good medium between like a small like posh or like skinny chenille yarn in between like regular sweet snuggles. So like no matter which way you size up the pattern or you size down the pattern, you'll know it'll turn out all right if the Bernat version right there in the middle looks fine usually. So I'm using that right now. I have a ton of this color. Again, if you've watched my past videos, you know I bought some mystery boxes from Joann's. I bought the mystery D box, I think, from Joann's like a couple months ago, which obviously we can't do anymore, but whenever I did that, I got literally the first box. I was like, okay, I'm gonna just try one. I just want to get blanket yarn. That's all I wanted. And I did get blanket yarn, and I got 4 skeins of oatmeal. And I was like, I'm gonna buy 3 more. We're gonna see what other colors we can get. Like, I have a good feeling that if we get, you know, like 1 blanket yarn in the D box, surely there's more D boxes with yarn, like blanket yarn in it. And so I bought 3 more. And again, they were all the same oatmeal color. So I have like literally, I think like 16 skeins total. I think I've gotten rid of a few. So I probably have like 12 skeins of that yarn. So that's where I'm at right now. I had these little like skeins too that are so adorable. And this one's the little sandcastles color. So I'm going to do this one, and then I'm going to try it one more time from top to bottom in the oatmeal color, since they're really similar too anyways. And then I think I'm going to try it in the Feels Like Bliss yarn, because that's ultimately the picture I want to advertise with, and I know it because I know it'll look the cutest with that yarn. So I'm going to wrap up my work for today, and I've got a couple more hours left, and then that's what I'm gonna hop over into. I've already written down all of my ideas on my post-it note that I would like to work on today. It's still a lot of admin things, but then I'll get into my pattern designing, and I know it'll be so much fun. So I'm very excited about that. So I'm gonna try to wrap up some work and get as much as I can done while I'm sitting here, and then we will get to crocheting. I have officially decided that it is warm enough outside for me to go on a walk, listen to a little audiobook or a podcast, and crochet while I walk. So I packed this little fanny pack with just 2 little colors to start a bucket hat project while I'm walking, because I probably won't walk for very long, but I've been stuck at my desk all day, and I know if I don't get up and get moving, like, I will literally sit in the same spot and just crochet like all night, and that's just not good for me. So I'm gonna go take a little walk around town, see what's up, see if, you know, the weather's just as nice as I think it is, and maybe stop by the ice cream shop and get something while I'm there. Okay, I literally just got home from work. It is already 8:30. I stopped by my parents. I had supper with them, and I got to talking, and I have a really big family, if you didn't know, so like stopping into like all of my siblings' rooms and saying goodbye and making sure I have everything I need before I leave always seems to be more of like a Midwest goodbye, and it takes quite a while, but I wanted to get home because I knew I had an exciting package, and I'm literally so excited. I can't hide my excitement or ripping it open, okay? This is my merch. I ordered it. I've ordered the samples and everything, and I have mine in. I could not be more excited. I'm gonna show y'all, we're gonna talk about it, and it's gonna be beautiful, and I cannot wait. I'm so excited. Okay, I will say I did make a change to one of the designs. I will wait to show you that one though. And there's one more I bought that's not in yet. So that's so exciting though. Okay, let's start with this one. I'm gonna start with this one. Oh my goodness. This is literally my merch. Ah! This is my Old Soul Factory crochet shirt. Isn't this so freaking cute? It turned out just how I wanted. Oh my god, I could not be more excited about this. This is just so cool. Wow. And I drew the granny square that's on it. That's so cool. And it's in my hands. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I know I've made like the retreat shirts and stuff for like me and my mom's crochet retreats and everything, but like this is so exciting. And this is the very stitchy, very sweet, very stitchy shirt. Isn't that so cute with the strawberry in the middle? I think I'm gonna go back and make this design all black though. This one's like a really like charcoal gray colored, but I think I just want it to be black. That way it shows up better on future prints and stuff. So I ordered this one-off one, and then I had already decided that I was gonna make it all black. That way it just popped a little bit better on the shirts, just like this one does, and it would show up better on some of the darker colors. So that's super exciting. And then this one, I did a redesign on this one too, but it's so cute. This is the sweatshirt, or the hoodie, sorry. This is the hoodie version of that one. Isn't that so cute? I think it turns out so well on this color, but again, I think the black would show up a lot better. So I'm gonna have some comfy crochet clothes that are literally by me. I'm so excited. I did not get the strawberry one, the other strawberry one. They're all strawberry, but I did not get the other strawberry one in. I ordered a hoodie in that one. I sent them a message back and forth, and we were talking about that one a little bit longer to make sure that the design was right and everything would print all right for it first. So I have that one. It's on the way. It should be here in the next like 2 days too. So hopefully I can show you that one before the end of the vlog as well. But I'm so excited. I'm literally so excited. I just had to show that to you real quick. Anyways, that's just so exciting. I'm gonna stop saying that, but I'm just so thrilled that it came in. They look great. I'm going to now start doing some crochet for tonight. I am still working on one of the patterns that I've been working on. I think I might abandon it for now though, save it in my pattern draft folder, and come back to it at a later date because it's not quite turning out how I want it to. I know that it would turn out better in the fuzzy yarn, but I want it to look right in the burlap yarn as well because I know that I will reach for blanket yarn a lot more often. So I want to make sure that it turns out right, and I want to give it some more attention. But this week I'm just trying to get as much as I can done, and that includes physical plushies and not just designing patterns. So I want to focus on that a little bit more coming up. But I'm so excited about the merch and everything that I'm just so shook. Like I don't know what to work on now. I realize now that I'm on camera, I look like kind of a little bit of a mess today, but it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. So I just finished my full-time job for the week. It is now Friday evening. I can officially work on whatever I want. And of course, now that the big girl job is over with for today, I don't know what to do. I feel like this always happens, and whenever I'm like working or doing something else, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'd rather be crocheting. But then whenever it's time for me to sit down and actually start crocheting, I'm like at a loss of what to do. So I decided I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna make a list, because I always work so much better when I have a checklist. And so I've implemented those across my life. And so that's exactly what I'm gonna do for crochet. I'm gonna make a list of like my most popular small items and stuff. But more specifically, I'm going to make a list for small anime things, or things I can sell at the anime market that would fit in like the $5, the $8, the $10, the $12 bins, which are like our small items. That way I can build up some more inventory specifically for this market, but I can also kind of get some more ideas, research some new patterns, and those kinds of things. So I want to try some new things, and that's the whole point of doing this, like market, is getting out of our comfort zones and having a new selection of patterns and products and things to try. So I'm really excited about that. I just have to literally sit down and find some patterns to work into this list. So I'm gonna go do some research, and then I'm gonna come back and see what items I can come up with to hopefully help me build up some more small items before this market, because I've really only worked on bigger things for this market. If you've done markets before, you know that the small plushies always seem to do better anyways. So I'm gonna pour some time into that instead of all these bigger items that I might end up getting stuck with that are gonna be really niche. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'll come back and show you what is on my list for the rest of the weekend. And I'm back. I know that was only a few seconds for you, but that was like 30 minutes of research for me. But let me tell you what I have on my list now. I feel inspired. I have some new free patterns saved. I have paid patterns saved. And then I have modifications for patterns I already have in my head. But I found some really good things. And I talked about this in one of my previous videos. But I utilize AI a lot. And I mean a lot. AI helps so much with such easy things. Like, I would have sat here forever thinking of different like categories of things I could research to even find patterns, but instead I literally asked ChatGPT, and it gave me a list of some categories of items that I could try to look up, like specific Nintendo games, specific shows, like Sanrio stuff. I would have never thought of any of those either. And like all kinds of different categories that I could then kind of copy some of those ideas over into Google or Instagram or Etsy and find some patterns and stuff that fit in those categories that I think would sell really well at this market. So I have a few really cool ideas that I wanted to share with you. So when I was researching everything, sorry, I just like stuttered over my words so bad. But whenever I was researching over everything, I realized that there was one category that neither me or my mom have covered yet really, and that is Star Wars. I have seen a lot of vlogs and stuff at anime cons and comic cons and all these things, and Star Wars does really well actually. So I think I need a couple items maybe in that category. And so I have baby Yodas, little green aliens, saved on Instagram. There's a free pattern. Let me pull it up so I can tell you who it's by too really quickly. So I found a pattern by, oh wait, I saved the wrong one. I hate it when I get on Instagram and I save somebody's post, but it's actually somebody else's pattern. Oh, that drives me crazy. Okay, I will put the username on the screen because obviously I'm gonna have no idea how to say that, but it's like Hecklegran Bamster. I'm really bad with pronouncing names in the first place, let alone this name. But they have an Instagram and they have a pinned post on their page for a free pattern for a Baby Yoda keychain. So I think I'm going to try to make some of those, and I have that on my list I've typed up. I have a pattern for lightsaber keychains as well, and those are also a free pattern that I found on Instagram, and that is by Brits_stitched on Instagram. She has a cute little keychain pattern I think would be really adorable and quick and easy and plush yarn. Make a bunch of different colors. I have a bunch of the keychains already so they can attach them to their backpacks, their purses, whatever they see fit. I thought that was a really cute idea. I have some more Pokemon ideas. One specifically I've had saved in my Etsy, or not my Etsy, on my Instagram saved for like a while now as an idea that I needed to try, but I just hadn't yet. But it's a no-so snowworm, which I know is a type of Pokemon, and it's by Hey It's Nami, and I'm excited to try this one. This one looks really cute. Again, no-so, quick and easy hopefully, so I can make at least a few of those. I have sprites from like the Studio Ghibli world and all of that. So I have some sprites. I have like a mini pattern to make where you like just chain out for the arms and then you make a little star and you crochet its little arm on, or crochet the star between his arms. I think that one's really cute, but I also bought a big one and like a flamey one. I talked about this in like 3 or 4 videos ago. I have still yet to try it. So I want to at least make like 2 or 3 of the small ones and maybe like one of the big ones and one of the big flame ones. I think that would be a good idea. And then I have some more Mushy Boy Luffy's. I made some of these. They're like the little Straw Hat Crew Mushy Boys. But I finally found the post I was looking for last time because I knew somebody else had made a post of all of the different crew members on the Straw Hat Crew from One Piece. And it was just like their hat was different, but it was the Mushy Boy pattern. So it was like a little mod for it. And I couldn't picture it and I couldn't find it anywhere. But when I was scrolling after this research stuff, I found it and I'm so excited. So I saved it so I can reference it so I know where to put the color changes and stuff. That way I don't get anything wrong. And then my last idea, I am still researching some things for this, but I think Minecraft would be a really good idea for this show because the new Minecraft movie just came out. Everybody's talking about it, everybody's playing it again, and it's blowing up all over again. So I think it would be really cute to make some like Minecraft bees, maybe some Minecraft cows because they have like different kinds of cows based on like different biomes and stuff. So I think that would be really adorable and something really creative and fun to do. So I'm probably going to modify a pattern that I already have for that, but I think it would be adorable. The only problem is that I really want to make them 4-legged, like all 4 feet on the ground, because that's how the Minecraft cows are. And I have yet to find a 4-legged cow pattern that I am obsessed with and I think looks right. So what I think I'm going to do, I think I'm going to modify my own body style that I used for Percy the pig and turn it into a cow pattern that I can then use for this and hopefully release a pack of Minecraft cows, because how cool would that be? And this is like great timing, honestly. And I was researching patterns and again couldn't find anything like it, so I think I'm going to do that next. So just tell me if I'm wrong, but I swear I did not find a pattern like what I'm imagining on the interweb. So I have a lot of good little things to work on. That's exactly what I needed. And then I have a couple bigger things to sprinkle through there and stuff. This is exactly what I needed though. I needed some inspiration. I needed some motivation. I'm feeling good about it. I've got my chart written out. I've got a stream up over here ready to watch. I'm going to clean up my workspace, get out the yarn I need, and then hopefully I can get through some things. Again, I want to knock out some things. I need the sense of accomplishment today so bad. So I feel like I need to start with one of the small things and knock all of those out and then move on to maybe the Minecraft cows, because I'm very excited about that. But I know sometimes you have to put in the work before you can do the fun stuff, and this is kind of like one of those scenarios in my head. So I'm gonna get my yarn out and stuff, and then I will check in with you guys once I've hopefully got some things made. I was supposed to start with green yarn. I hate this formula. It's so rough. It's not even rough. It feels smooth. It's just so thick. I got 2 little Yodas done. Like I said, I ended up modifying the pattern just a little bit, but they're so cute. They're so stinking tiny. They're so tiny. Which, I mean, it is a keychain pattern, so this is like the perfect size for a keychain. I really do feel like a little backpack buddy. But they're so cute. I did modify the pattern, like I said. Whenever it gets to round 3, I chained out where I knew that the ears would end up on each side. And then where it says to back loop only before you like color change, I didn't do that. Just I went ahead and color changed and then front looped only the beige color. And then I did everything else like the pattern suggested. But they're so cute. A good little addition to our anime market bin for now. Like I said, I really want to make a cow though, and I'm hardly ever in the mood to make a cow, so I want to make sure I get that done. But I'm going to mark these off on my checklist so I can therefore hereby feel accomplished for today. So I love that. X. Perfect. Caps lock, because I want a big X, because I feel really accomplished about this though. Okay, so now we have 2 more Yodas done for our market prep. I really feel like I didn't talk a lot this week about what I actually accomplished. There is a few small things I wanted to show you up close before I put them away forever until I tag them and put them in my inventory and everything. But I made another mini repo character. It's like this pink guy that I kind of showed you guys, but I wanted to make a little like more like small one that was less of a big purchase. Because like I said earlier, the small items always do so much better. So I made a small one just to kind of pattern test to see if I could make a pattern that was smaller with bobble stitches and no sew. So I did it. I think I'm going to add another row down here and another row right before the eyes before I start decreasing. So he's just a little bit taller. But after that, I think it'll be fine. I think that front loop onlys just kind of pull that belly up, even though these back loop onlys should really be like flat on him, because he really should be like that, you know? He should be more like this. I'm trying to find a better way to like show that, but we got that done. Our 2 Yodas done. I finished my KP Creations, Crochet Creations, Nova, the plushie dragon, and she is just so cute. I just love this guy so much. He's so beautiful. I started another one again in like a brown patchwork yarn. That's been my like couch project right now. I usually have like I've talked about this before, but I have like a crochet set in like a go bag, my office set up, and then one out in the living room, so I'm not moving stuff around. And an extra set of crochet hooks off of Amazon's pretty cheap, so I mean the $10 has totally been worth it. So I stopped losing hooks from moving them all over the place and never really knowing what sizes are where and having to get up and go get them and all those things. So it's been very convenient to have a set in each spot. So this has been my project while I've been out there. I'm working on the other one. I believe I finished the wings last night. I just have to make the 2 tail fins on the other ones and then sew everything together. So you guys will probably see that in the next video, but it's kind of funny because the color changes on it are totally random because it's the patchwork yarn, and some of the spots where the color changes are really interesting. So I'm looking forward to showing that to you guys. But he is done. I did use Parfait Chunky for the tail fin, the red tail fin, because I didn't want to get my burnout out, so I just downsized my burnout hook size and upsized this one a half a hook size so they would turn out the same, and I think it worked out great. So I just wanted that vibrant red, and I couldn't find where I put my other big burnout red, and I knew it was the rough stuff, and I didn't want to get it out and use it and bother me. So this guy's done for our market, these guys, and these guys. So I'm gonna add them to the shelf for now. I need to move some of these upstairs in my other non-tagged basket that I have, because we'll go through all of those and we will tag all of them together most likely. But I think this is going to be the end of this video though. I think we'll start making another big project in the next video for you guys, just because I need to go ahead and start editing this one, because I know it's a little bit longer since it was a full week of plushie making and product making, and there was a lot of behind the scenes and stuff happening. But yeah, there was just a lot going on this week. So if you do, let me know down below if you like the longer videos or the shorter videos, and I'll try to accommodate based on that a little bit more. But I'm very pleased with what I got done this week, especially with being full-time still and everything. So we did pretty good. Let's give ourselves a pat on the back. Just a reminder as well, my merch is now out on my Etsy shop. I have a sticker, I have stitch markers now that are strawberry themed as well, and I still have several patterns left on my shop over there. If there's any that you haven't checked out yet, I 10 out of 10 recommend. A little shameless plug there. I'm sorry I never do this, but if you want to check those out, my Etsy link is down below. If you have any questions, just message me. I'm happy to answer them, or you can comment them down below and I'll be more than happy to answer them. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Thank you so much for being here, and if you need me, you know where to find me, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!